Merch Minds podcast episode 112, and the only podcast where we have a handsome younger guy and a really old guy talking about merch by Amazon. So I am Glenn, Hustler Hacks, and Yong is here.
Don't you ever talk about me like that again.
What a sweet intro.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Did you watch football yesterday?
I did.
Were they results that you wanted?
Kind of. I actually wanted the Saints to win, and I think they were robbed by that one no call. If you guys watched the game, you know what I'm talking about. Did you watch the game?
Yes, I did. You're in California and you were rooting against the Rams. You're in Cali. Support the team.
Hey, what are you talking about, man? Where do you live?
I do live in Texas. We don't have.
Who's your team?
The Miami Dolphins.
Okay, how come you don't root for the Cowboys or the Texans?
We're just getting totally off track. Like this.
You just brought it up. How are we getting off track? You're the one that brought it up.
Yeah, this is getting. We were talking about Rams Saints, and now we're getting into some other stuff. And Rams. Here's the thing: Patriots winning, of course. It would have been exciting if it was like, Rams Chiefs, young, exciting football teams, and then of course Patriots winning as usual. Now we get to go through another Bore Fest Super Bowl and watch them again. And hopefully, I'm hoping this is it. No more Brady. I'm tired of him. And if he wins this one, fine. Just retire, please. After this, I'm done.
I don't think he's gonna retire. But anyway, to go back to your original question, I was rooting for the Saints because I was hoping Drew Brees could win one more before he retires. Jared Goff has a long career, okay, so I was hoping Drew Brees could win one more before he retires, and then I was, believe it or not, rooting for the Saints. The Pats, because I wanted to see the Drew Brees.
Breeze Brady
Super Bowl, yeah. And I forget the name of the quarterback of the Chiefs, but it's the same thing,
Mahomes.
Mahomes, yeah, he's a young guy. He has a long career ahead of him, so I want to see the old guys battle it out. Okay, I personally think the window is closing for the Patriots. I don't think starting next year. I don't think they'll be. I mean, they might have a winning record, but I don't think they'll win any more Super Bowls. They might not even win this year, but I think their window is really closing very fast.
Yeah, I mean, being an old guy, cheering for the old guys, it makes sense.
It makes sense, man. It makes sense. Yo, dude, how old are you, Duke?
I just wanted to put that out there.
How old are you, Duke?
I'm 33 years old. Thank you for everybody for the birthday comments.
That's right. It was your birthday.
Yeah, on Facebook, put that out there, and I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody that wished me a happy birthday, 33rd birthday.
What'd you do for your birthday?
What did I do? Mostly just hung out with. I think I wanted to go eat with the family, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really go anywhere. I'm trying to get back everything on track for YouTube and merch, and honestly, even the day of that birthday, me and the wife got wings, stuff like that. But I've been trying to get into full hustle mode and getting back into everything. But it's been good, especially after the whole holiday thing. I was like, no more breaks. We just got to keep going and get everything ready to go. So
has that been the case, or are you still kind of struggling to get back on schedule?
No, I'm ready to. I've been doing good. So I did upload 300 new designs last week. So today is Monday, which means it's my research day, idea day, things like that. So that's pretty much what I have on schedule today. And getting back into it. So I'll hopefully get some. My goal, if you guys remember, last episode was 250 designs a week. And I'm going to work on that and try to get those uploaded.
Cool. So you want to go over our numbers?
All right, let's talk numbers. You want to go first or me?
Sure, I'll go first. My last 7 days, 69 T-shirts sold. Well, I shouldn't say T-shirts, but products sold. 1 return. Product purchases, $1,495.94. Estimated royalty, $289.94. So it's kind of interesting because my number of products went down, but my estimated royalties went up compared to last week.
Hmm.
So but
Returns one.
returns one,
That's insane.
but again, but the numbers of products sold went down. So obviously that number is going to go down. That's not
Okay.
always the case, but it did go down. But yeah, surprisingly, my estimated royalties went up. But again, that's just for the last 7 days. We know this has changed. This
How
will change.
many products do you have live?
That's a good question. I think I'm gonna guess about 4,300.
Okay. 4,300 submissions. How many do you get per day, more or less?
I think it's 600.
Oh, 600. Okay. No, makes sense. I'm kind of right there with you, except for one major change, which is the returns. So products sold 111, returns 12,
Mm-hmm.
and estimated royalties 323.05.
Okay.
So we're there. It's good. I'm gonna keep uploading. The returns I have no control of, but if you're looking at the ratio, and as far as yours go, I mean you're at like 69 products sold,
Mm-hmm.
and what one?
One return.
And mine's like what 111 with 12. I mean that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's. I think right now because it being January, you're seeing a little more returns than normal. I'm probably an exception, obviously, but I mean, it's just common sense. The more you sell, the more returns you're gonna have, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I'm more concerned about trying to bring my royalty numbers up. Um, and you know, I talked about this in the past. I mean, I'm just gonna keep uploading. I do have other projects that I'm working on now, so it doesn't mean that I'm quitting merch, but I need to focus on other stuff.
Ooh, new products, huh?
I said projects.
Oh, sorry. Well, what you want to talk about those?
Yeah, we talked about them in the past, right?
No, 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 no.
Doing
You want to talk about them right now, though?
we can if you want, but it's like just uploading more onto KDP. Uh, really, really, and you guys were like today's guest, but just really exploring outside of Amazon, right? I mean, look, I love Amazon. I love selling on Amazon. I love doing uh, uh, Amazon FBA, but how many times do I have to say this? It's like I just hate how they have so much control, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a guest today that I think will really, if you guys have the same mindset as I do, it'll really kind of help kick you guys in the butt and just get you started on that route of creating something outside of Amazon.
All right, we'll get into those numbers a little
Yeah,
bit later, but I did want to talk about the earnings for December.
yeah, it's a little frustrating because I remember you had messaged me when the announcement first came out that it was posted in the dashboard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I logged on, and sure enough, my estimated royalties were short by like 700-800 bucks.
Yeah. I mean, some people had posted the short like 200, 300 bucks, some $500, and then some like in the range that we were talking about, like in the $700-800 range.
Hmm.
So going through your purchases summary, you can go through the dates December 1st through 31st and see what that breakdown looks like. Now, products sold for mine, we talked about this, was I had $12.99. Estimated royalties, 4,030 and 33 cents. Now, I ended up getting $3,253.99. So I was roughly short like 750 bucks or so.
Hmm.
Which is a huge difference, but we don't know. And Yong had posted in the group, let's see what Amazon does. They're going to take some time. Maybe you'll get that money back and maybe you won't. We don't even know. I haven't
Who
really
knows?
heard anything as far as from Amazon stating anything about that.
Right. Usually there's typically like a huge uproar when things like this happen. I haven't heard that much, but then again, well, the big group, nothing against Chris Green. You know, we love Chris, but I don't like going in that group too much. I mean, that group's just
Yeah, where the riots and stuff and pitchforks and
but even
fire.
but even in like the smaller groups, like I haven't heard that much. I haven't heard people say, "Oh, you know, my royalties, you know, I'm short like $700-800 or something." I haven't heard that much, but I would say if you guys are short on your royalties, contact Amazon, let them know. Let mistakes happen. Um, you know, hey, I'm disappointed too, but you know what? Just do what you got to do. Contact Amazon and say, look, this is what I was told I would get. I'm short by X amount of dollars, and see what they say.
Yeah, and I think
I don't know what else to tell you.
well, we're already on the 21st, and usually the payouts are what, like the 29th.
Well,
So we're almost there. I mean,
right, and I just got and Amazon also sends you an email saying, your payouts coming here in the next few days. So I just got that email, and I looked at the number, and it's definitely short by like a few $100s.
So it was exactly the same, I guess, estimated royalty that you saw on your page, though, right? It wasn't.
I didn't match it, but it was definitely lower.
Oh, okay.
It was significantly lower.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say just contact Amazon and be patient. One thing I wanted to bring up, I didn't know if you knew. I didn't know if you knew this or not. You cannot upload gay pride designs on youth sizes, even if the message is positive. Because everyone that I uploaded onto a youth design with a positive message, they were all rejected.
How many did you say more or less you tried? Like
5 or
10?
6.
Oh,
5 or
6.
6.
Okay. Okay.
So just want to let people know, if you guys are, and if you guys are thinking about uploading gay pride designs onto youth sizes, I probably wouldn't do it, because again, everyone that I try to submit, they all been rejected.
That's kind of interesting though, on why they would.
Yeah, and just all positive messages. Nothing bad. Even running ads to them, I find that they won't let you allow to run ads.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. If you guys have a different experience, let me know, because everything that I've uploaded, they've all been rejected.
Let me see. I think. Oh, so here's an update. Because I did go to the forums. I totally forgot. I probably should have just read this when we first got it. But, so someone had asked Amazon on the forums. Their royalties seem a little bit low. What's been going on? So their response was that royalties are paid out based upon the date of shipment. So something I guess to keep in mind. Remember that in November and December we extended fulfillment and shipping times to ensure that customer orders were shipped on time. This is likely the reason you are seeing lower than expected products shipped during the month of December. So you may see more, I guess, for January if it didn't get shipped out until January. Maybe they ordered it late. I don't know all the specifics on there. That's just the answer that Amazon gave on the, I guess, the forums regarding that.
Okay, cool. So
Okay.
so whatever you're short on this month will be carried over to next month payment.
Yeah, at least it should. And if not, like Yong said, contact them and go from there.
Yeah. Other than that, man, look, sales are well below average. That's expected, right? We're in January, but I would say there's some cool, really fun, some really cool holidays coming up. Valentine's, um, St. Patty's Day. What else? Uh, Look it up, man. Go on your calendar. Go on your calendar. There's a bunch of cool holidays coming up. I would say start designing now. Right?
Oh yeah, I gotta. Also, I forgot to throw this out there. I don't know if you saw this message, but so when we came back, we talked about, remember, uploading and to hoodies, and hoodies was going to change as far as the royalty goes. So we did get a comment. I don't know if you saw it, and it said, I wonder. This is response to that episode. I wonder if you jackasses realize Amazon is going to lower your long sleeve and hoodie prices for you.
Who wrote that?
Okay, fine. I made the jackasses part.
Okay.
But they did say about lowering long sleeve and hoodie prices for you.
Is that what they said, that they're going to lower it?
I don't know. I mean, that's what we, that's what we got from the comment.
Why would they lower my price of my hoodies? I don't get that.
I think they probably meant higher the price. Like if you're, because remember it said like a new standard pricing, right? That was the whole message. But there's a new standard you must technically hit or meet.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what they meant.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay. I mean, no, I'm thinking, why would they lower my price? That makes no sense.
Yeah. I wanted to see what your response was from the jackass thing, but.
And well, like I said, who said that?
I was just kidding. But I wanted to see what you would do, but you didn't do much. You seemed unfazed.
I'm very sluggish this morning, man. It's too damn early for me right now. Okay. We started this show around what, 10, 9:30, 10? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I got a lot of things I got to get done today.
Aren't you supposed to be at work? But I mean, for the holiday, you're off then, right?
Yeah, for holiday we're off. So I'm home. I'm lounging. I'm relaxing. You got a problem with that?
I was just wondering when you had a month, you know what you had going on, because yeah, you sluggish. I can understand, but really, I don't really get it.
Hey, man, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. But let's talk about today's guest. We have Elena Saris. She's just an all-around great entrepreneur, man. She's done it all, right? She's done merch, she's done drop shipping, she's done private label, wholesale. And so we invited her to come on the show because we talk about diversifying our income stream, right? And she's someone who's actually diversified her income stream, and she has she comes from she had a very lucrative job as an attorney, but she gave that up to get into reselling and doing private label, and she's making a crap load of money. Just so wanted to invite her onto the show and just really pick her brain as to how she's able to be so successful in everything that she's done. Right?
Yes, sir.
Merch. We're talking merch, Shopify, drop shipping, wholesale, private label. Maybe she's done eBay. I don't know. But yeah, she definitely has a golden finger. Yeah, fun person. We met her a couple of years ago up at the Merch by Amazon conference. So let's talk to Elena now. All right, guys. Today we have a special guest, my good friend. I would say she's your good friend too, Glenn, but you guys never talk. Nah, man, she's my good friend, the lovely Elena Saris. We met, 2 years ago?
In Seattle, I think, at the merch event.
At the very first Merch by Amazon conference. She's just awesome. We talk on a regular basis all the time behind the scenes. But you've done something that's just completely just blown my mind. Well, number one, you do a little merch, obviously.
I do a little merch. I started out in Amazon in private label in about 2013. So I stupidly didn't get into merch right away.
No, but you know what? But we'll get into your story here shortly. But you're doing some amazing things. So she does a little merch, and then like she mentioned, she does a little private label. But then she recently got into Shopify, and she's crushing it. I mean, literally, like she's putting both me and Glenn to shame.
I'm sorry.
No, we're pathetic compared to you. But you were able to grow your Shopify store,
yes,
to over 200,000 a month. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 200,000 a month?
Yeah, I started the store on August 29th, kind of figuring out what I was doing. And October, it exploded. I had one day in October that I did $67,000 in one day.
Think about that, guys. $67,000 in one day. Now, that's obviously sales. I don't know what she takes home. That's up to you whether you want to disclose that.
That particular day was a 30% ROI.
Oh my gosh! But still,
That day. Yeah.
I mean, think about doing that every day.
Well, in fairness, you wouldn't do it every. It was a unicorn day, but anyway, the store for the October, November, December. I ended fourth quarter at $740,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Glenn, I told you she's going to put us to shame.
Now that's not 30% all the way along. October was great. November and December, cost of the advertising got higher. My cost of goods got higher because I brought them into the United States and was shipping them from the US. So the shipping was higher, but it averaged out to a little over 20%, something like that, 20 and 25.
Mm-hmm. So you're doing private label now. You're doing Shopify. I know you do a little wholesale. So out of everything that you do, which one do you prefer the most? Which one do you like doing?
Right. Well, I really loved Amazon private label back in the day. I mean, you really had, and when it was sort of, I don't want to say the Wild West because it was controlled, but there weren't as many sellers on, and you really could make determinations about what to get, how many units to order. You could rank products. I mean, I had the number 2 selling probiotic supplement for about 6 months.
Wow.
But then, these other courses started to come, and I saw the writing on the wall. I got out of everything that was really kind of what I call the sexy products. And then the last 2 years of my Amazon, like when I was really pushing hard, I had a really big seller. And in November, early November, some black hat counterfeit said, oh, well, she's selling counterfeit goods. And I'm like, okay, I have the factory, that pictures of me in the factory where it was made, because I go to China quite often. I source from China. I used to take a annual trip to China to teach people how to source. We're not going this spring. We may go in the fall. So I had all the contacts. I had all the letters. I had invoices for 2 years. And Amazon took until December 24th to resolve it. So I had about somewhere between $70,000 and $80,000 worth of inventory just sitting there. And I was devastated. I finally sold through it, but in 6 months rather than what would have been 6 weeks in fourth quarter. And I just lost my whole fourth quarter. But I plugged away and I was ready to do it again. And the same exact thing happened the next year. And when it happened next year, I said, you know what, this will be easy because I won the case last time. I proved it. I'll be down for a day. Nope. They put it up on December 20th. So I have like 2 days of Q4 sales. So I revamped my Amazon business. All I sell on Amazon now are really unsexy products. There's no Q4 for my stuff. If someone gave you something I sell for Christmas, you'd slap them. I mean, it's like,
oh, wow.
Like butter dishes and steering wheel covers. I mean, things that, they're not moving more than 300 or 400 units, but they're each making, $3 or $4 a pot. So I used to joke, that is my car payment. This one product is my rent, whatever. But I realized we were doing research for Amazon. All of a sudden somebody would come in and be selling my item at what I was paying to get it from China. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because I got good contacts. So they're bringing in crates of stuff. And and it looked like a name of a regular seller. And I find out it's one of Amazon's brands.
Wow.
So I think they sit back and wait till they figure out what sells well, and we do all their R&D, and then so I knew I had to diversify, and I did diversify with merch because I had some Teespring experience, but the margins just weren't there for me. And this was just before they opened up the advertising, and it was really a crapshoot. Did someone see you? It was a game of numbers, and I didn't have the time to put up 200 times. So I got back in. I started to look into drop shipping really seriously. I brought a guy to China with me. It's funny. He brought a friend of his who was 23, and the guy was doing 20 million a year
on drop shipping.
On drop shipping from China. And I said, dude, 20 million? He goes, well, wait a minute, Elena, just so you know, I've been doing this 10 years. I'm like, you're 23. You're 23 years old.
I don't know. Wait, was it 13? Oh my gosh, man. You talk about sweatshops. Jesus. He
was like one of these driven kids. But I thought, well, if I do 1/10 of that, I'd be kind of happy. So I started on my own in July and just didn't know what I was doing. That first store just was terrible. And then August, I got, started listening to people who've done it before, mentors, and it's been a good decision.
Well, you're not the only one that have complaints about private label. You remember Anthony and Kevin from the Jersey, from the Jersey show. Those guys, they say one thing that they always say is that they love the money a private label brings in, but they just hate doing the business because of all the moving parts, and there's a lot of headaches, just like you just said. There's things that happen.
Yeah, this is people's big mistake. Amazon is a traffic source. It's not a business. And if you believe that's your business, then all your eggs are in that basket. I mean, yes, there's money, but you're turning your money maybe and if you're really good, 6 times a year. Whereas with the wholesale model, you can turn your money 10, 15 times a year. Mm-hmm. But the private label, the percentage of your profit is bigger, but your money's stuck. I mean, you're going to have 50, 60 grand on a boat every so often waiting for it to come. And you don't have your customer list. You don't have this, you can do things to create this relationship, and the good sellers do. But on your own website, whether it be WooCommerce or Shopify or ones I don't know about, GrooveCart, you own your list. You get to control your reviews. You get to retarget these folks. You get to email campaigns. I mean, when your list gets big enough, you're pretty much guaranteed. If you're selling in a niche and you don't have to be perfectly branded, but like rather than general gift store, be like, sunglasses for men or something.
Sure.
You're going to make $1,000 every time you send that email.
Right.
Just from people, oh, I'm sorry. Does anyone in your generation know what this is?
What is that?
Oh my
You
goodness.
don't know what that is, Glenn? What is that? Is that a robot?
That thing in the background. At least it's got a dial.
I know, huh? Glenn, did you have
rotary phone?
Rotary.
Yeah, go ahead.
Glenn, did you have any questions for Elena?
I just wondered. I mean, were you private label? Would you say that? I mean, you said in the end, Amazon kind of offered their own services. Did you have any issues with like other businesses that maybe weren't directly related to Amazon, just straight up? Almost like copycats that we're going through on merch. Like we get copycats, they do it, they undercut you, and then they're pretty much selling almost the same product. Did you have that problem as well?
That happens a lot, especially in the early days, because in the early days when we were being taught how to do this, we were basically taught find what's selling, private label that exact same thing. But you can get around that. I mean, I'm not dismissing Amazon private label entirely. I really think it's a very good income source, but it has to be one stream. It can't be everything. So yeah, you differentiate a little bit, you get a trademark, you brand register. And if someone does try and copy what you have, you can actually appeal to Amazon if you have the brand registry. So there are mechanisms in place to protect you, much more so, in my opinion, than merch. Easier for me. At least I was able to navigate those much more easily. Like no one could actually put up my product that says, Elena's butter dish, right?
Yeah.
Now they could have a butter dish, but I mean, butter dishes aren't that unique, right? So for me, it was just a matter of getting a bunch of those up, but the hijackers and the bad actors weren't coming after those. They didn't want things that sold 300, 400 units a month. They wanted things that sold 3,000, 4,000 units. So I was just trying to fly under the radar. And I would recommend that if you're getting into private label, that's where you start. Everyone will tell you, start with the aromatherapy, or start with the, garlic press or the blue spatula, or two of the big jokes. But man, you're ordering 10,000 units on a lark to see, or $10,000 worth to see if it might fly. I'd much rather order 200 or 300 units of 10 different things and have a little bit of cushion, But with the dropship model, there's no inventory. There's absolutely no inventory. Yeah. Now, the difference is you drive the traffic. But, Facebook ads they're daunting until you know what to do, and then you kind of get your head around them. And I'm telling you, my background is I was a criminal defense lawyer. All right. And I used to joke that I didn't go to law school because I wanted to be a lawyer. I went to law school because there were no math classes on the agenda. I'm not a math person.
You're like me. I hate numbers.
But you know what? Even I can figure it out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the best at it, but you can be a not math person and sort of kind of understand, these sort of real basic things. Like you're this many people see your ad, this many people should click. And of the people that click, this many people ought to be buying it. And if those numbers are off, these are the 3 things you look at to determine why. And here's how you find, Facebook has more data about us than, anybody. And we're all trying to I'm selling this, baseball hat for, I don't know, outdoor sports or something. And we're all putting in these really niche interests. And the reality is, Facebook knows just the person that's going to buy that. You just got to give them a little bit of time and some money, and they'll optimize those ads to
But I've tried, and I swear, this is like an ongoing joke with me, right? Like I've always said, you need to have a PhD to know how to run Facebook ads, because I've tried it in the past, and I never got the conversions that I wanted.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it difficult to learn?
It's not difficult to learn. There's some really good just classes out there. So the interesting thing about the classes is, if they change their algorithms all the time. So I would go with some kind of a course that has ongoing support or one-on-one coaching. That's what I would do. And that's what I did that made me successful, because what was working in October of last year did not work in November of last year. What was working in the February did not work in June. So if you have someone, especially people who run big agencies, so they have other people's money and they're spending millions of dollars a month, they can say, okay, this works and that works. Now you have to sort of extrapolate, because sometimes when you're spending that much money, the algorithm is going to be a little different for you. But I wish that, like, if your people knew how silly my math skills were, I mean, what a joke it is, they would feel so empowered to get involved in this. And, I think two things are going to happen. This is my prediction for 2019. High ticket Facebook stores, drop shipping from the United States, big things, barbecues, devices that like are motorized scooters, things like that cost $500 or more.
Gotcha.
That's going to be big, and it's going to be through Google. And it's fascinating through Google, because people that put that stuff into Google are there to buy.
Mm-hmm.
They might be doing the research, but they're doing research to buy. Whereas Facebook, and this is why I think a lot of people fail in Facebook, especially in the t-shirt marketplace, Facebook is saturated with t-shirts. So if you're going to do a t-shirt, you got to do something that stands out, right? I mean, do we still have malls, right? You go to the mall because you want to go to Nordstrom's or you want to go to the Apple store, right? You don't go to the mall for the kiosk that has emoji socks, right? But you might buy,
Exactly.
So when you're on Facebook, you're the kiosk in the mall. You're this, hey, look at me, stop what you're doing, I need your attention. So
I'm unique. Come look.
If you're selling a jump rope on Facebook, you'd be like, dude, it's a freaking jump rope, man. I want to see my cat picture and who ate donuts yesterday and who my ex is dating. Like, you're not going to stop them in their tracks without some kind of an angle or a product. And it doesn't mean it has to be little trinkets you pick up at the gas station by the cash register. They don't have to be all those kind of weird, oh, look, I can put a ponytail in my beanie. Or what. It doesn't have to be that.
Mm-hmm.
It can be utilitarian. I mean, I know someone who was selling like sink faucets, but there's an angle to it. There's a uniqueness to it that makes you sort of, when you're scrolling down, go, oh man, that could be pretty cool. Right. Wow. And then you fill out your customer list. And now you just, you can market to those people in the same niche. And the same thing with shirts and mugs and all of that. I mean, the product my biggest selling product it was an apparel product. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. It wasn't print on demand, but it was a printed apparel product. And so that stopped people in its tracks because it was unique. A lot of people are doing print on demand now, and they're just sticking to the leggings or shirts or mugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the biggest selling print on demand products last year were an insert in your wallet from a dad to a son talking about how much he's loved. The back of a watch, the part that you can't see, engraved about love from mom to kid. Things that are still print on demand, but they're outside the box. So when you see them on the marketplace, you're like, oh. And I'm sure there are people out there right now that are selling really cool designs that could be put on something other than the traditional,
so these are more unique, more and just less competition in general, like a cutting board with an engraving or something.
Yeah, more wow. I haven't seen that before. That's cool. Hey, honey, look at this. Do you want one of these for Christmas?
Right.
I mean, my ad that I had at one point, the engagement was something in the neighborhood of like 4 million, then 5 million. I had 20-some thousand comments, shares. It was craziness when these things take off, how much they take off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and the problem is most people who start Facebook have a couple of failures and they stop.
That was me.
Yeah.
Well, you and I need to talk more behind the scenes because I need to learn. I need to learn this. I need to learn this
before one hit.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you were an attorney.
Yeah.
A very professional, lucrative career. What made you want to get into selling on Amazon and drop shipping and all that? That's a story that I want to hear.
I was a criminal defense attorney for 25 years. In the last 10 years, all I did was death penalty defense. And I think at some point I really cared about my clients, and I think I just started to burn out. And my office made the mistake of putting me in management for the last couple of years. And I don't know, you know me a little bit well to know that I'm not management material. And
Exactly.
yeah, I just, so the minute I hit my 25-year mark, yes, I started when I was 10. I got out. I got out. So, and the way it happened was I actually started a course to teach the lawyers how to be better lawyers. And I wanted to market it. And someone said, put ads on Facebook. And I had never even been on Facebook. I'm like, you could put ads on that thing where there's cat videos? And they're like, yeah, do it. And so Teespring had just started. So I started to learn from Don Wilson, a course at the time called Facebook Ads Cracked. It was $300. I was like, I'm going to give somebody on the internet $300? I mean, it was a different world. And, next thing I know, I made like 40 grand in 3 months on Teespring. And I thought, this is the easiest thing in the world. And then
is there anything that you fell in?
Oh,
seriously, it's like everything that you touch, you're making 40, 60, 200.
No. I just hit it at the right time because Facebook changed the algorithm. I had to get out right away. And that's when I found Amazon.
Everything that you're doing, you're making some serious money, man. I don't want to interview no more.
Well, here's one thing. I do not give up until I make serious. I absolutely do not give up.
No, obviously I'm joking. Actually, for the listeners, if you guys remember, she was actually on the show back when we did the. Do you remember this, Elena?
Yeah.
We were recording in the hotel lobby.
We were recording in the conference room until they kicked us out into the hotel lobby.
That's right. So that was a couple of years ago, and you guys can hear her story back then too. But are you still practicing law?
It's funny. So I actually officially retired on the 4th of July, 2017.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
But I just picked up a case. I kept my license, and I told the county that if there was a case that it was a death penalty case, I would consider taking an appointment, which just means taking a big case for less money. I don't want to say it's community service because it's a lot of money, but it's not as much money as a regular private attorney would make for that. And I was going to be very picky. And of course, like, what is it? The Godfather, they pulled me back. So 2 months ago, I got a call. So I do have one death penalty special circumstance. And again, so if you're watching this and you're telling me I don't have time to do this, or I don't have to, come on, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I run live events in Las Vegas. I was taking people to China. I have an Amazon private label. I have a drop shipping store. And now I've got a criminal, death penalty murder case. So I'm pretty sure you can find an hour or two in your day. If I can find an hour or two in mine.
Yeah, Young.
Hey, what about me, man? So that's a great segue into your event that's coming up. Why don't you tell us about it?
Just for people like me, I was like, we can't have our eggs in one basket. And so Todd Snively and Chris Keefe, who have a program, really great program, Ecom Elite, and another which helps with private label and wholesale for Amazon, I approached them and I said, let's show people what's out there. So we're having a diversify ecom program, basically showing people drop ship with Shopify and Facebook ads, print on demand. We're bringing an amazing speaker with print on demand. You can take your merch business. I mean, with very little effort, you can get to 5 or 10K a month in revenue on Shopify. And even if that's, let's say you only make 15% profit on that. I mean, isn't that most than a lot of people on merch are making in terms of a monthly income? And you don't have to have 7,000 designs or 4,000 or 200, and then we're gonna do it right during the ASD trade show. So there's a trade show there for anyone doing wholesale or private label wants to make these relationships, or even drop shipping, because a lot of US companies now are getting in on. So wait a minute, if I send directly to your customer and you buy one at a time, you'd still buy from me? I mean, I moved 1,700 units in one day. So there are USA companies who would love that kind of business, even if it means they have to hire their own fulfillment to get it one off at a time, because most of those people want to send you stuff in bulk, or they in-house do fulfillment, which I think is really great. So anyway, we decided to make this one-day event. It's we try to keep it as low as possible. $499. You come, you're going to meet eight-figure sellers. So $10 million Amazon seller, $10 million wholesale sellers. There's going to be at least 6 people doing 7 figures in Shopify, 3 people doing 8 figures in Shopify. It's a 4-hour training in all the different modules. And we got a tax person, all sales tax. I don't know if any of you guys have that issue, sales tax, corporate structure, 2 of the best specialize in e-com. And the networking party, 5 to 10 p.m. And we are bringing, there's pretty much no one in the e-commerce space I don't know. And I just picked up the phone and said, guys, this is what we're doing. And they want to come. The Shopify people want to meet the Amazon people who want to meet the wholesale people. I mean, there are connections. I introduced 2 people on an event last year. They made $150,000 on a webinar.
Oh, so man, you should get a royalty off that.
Here's my royalty. It makes me feel good. And you know what? It makes it so that other experts in the industry call me up and say, can I come to one of your events?
That's awesome.
So I don't take a royalty off that. I absolutely believe in connecting people. If there's someone you want to meet in the industry and I get that phone call from you saying, hey, do you know this person? I'll find it, because I'm going to be 1 or 2 degrees of separation from anyone you need to meet. And they know when I call, I'm not a newbie trying to get something for free. I'm going to make their lives better. So, and you know, this is what I hate. You go to an event and they advertise all these amazing people. And the amazing people sit in a green room and only talk to each other, and you never get to spend time with them.
Right. No, I mean, we talk all the time. I mean, we say that the best part of this conference, I mean, yeah, the speakers are great, but the networking part is, that is so valuable.
It's so valuable. And at the start, I'm just going to introduce, there's going to be about 30 of them, just expert. And I literally, and you can ask any expert, if I see them talking to each other for too long, I'll be like, somebody has a question. Or I will work the room and say, who do you need to meet? Let me introduce you. And it may be another attendee who's also crushing it. And the beauty of it too is, I go to these events where there's people under the radar. I mean, they're not people selling courses.
Exactly.
And I mean, God, you get on the phone with some of these people and you can geek out on, somebody told me a tip last month that changed my entire Facebook strategy and probably resulted in $200,000. And it was just another guy at an event, So I absolutely believe that's why the networking party is probably longer than our training's going to be. But the training's going to really open your eyes to what's out there. And then just to meet people like me. I mean, there's some of you out there that be like, well, I'm not a lawyer. I mean, trust me, I'm the biggest goofball when I'm not a lawyer.
She's a blast. Trust us, guys. Elena's a blast to hang out with. She's fun. But yeah, I mean,
I have no special skills in the internet. I have no special webs. I wasn't on Facebook till I was 45 years old. I don't, it's not, I don't want it to be daunting. I want you to meet people who are doing this.
Right.
And even if you're not going to do $200,000 a month, I mean, imagine if you do 15,000 and 20,000 and of that, you're taking $5,000 extra home.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. No, I'm definitely, I know you invited me and I'm considering going.
Yeah, well, you guys flood his thing. I invited him and he's on the fence.
I know. My thing is this. My thing is, Glenn, you know how I feel about Vegas.
Yes, I do know. But I just,
is that a good thing, or are you like an alcoholic degenerate gambler?
No,
exactly.
With that, and plus, I'm just so burnt out on Vegas. Like, I just hate.
This will be my 4th time in Vegas this year, so you are not.
Oh my goodness, that is the 4th time. Jesus. But yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Vegas. It's just one of those places where I just been there so many times. I just don't want to go anymore, but I'm tempted.
My phone is ringing off the hooks with people who are making millions of dollars. Can I come to your event? And Yong's like, I don't know.
The phone just rang. Didn't you just hear it, Yong?
People are calling her.
I know.
That was a phone. This is a telephone. You do this. You can't, but you know what you can't do is this. You can't do that with this.
Well, okay, so where's it at? And I know you have a link.
Patrick's Day. Oh, I got a link for you guys. Merch Minds, etc. Because the event is Ecom Elite, etc. Because it's Elena, Todd, and Chris. And I came up with that so I could get top billing. So merchmindsetc.com, and that'll be the link to the event. I will personally, for any of your people, you come there, tell me who you want to meet. I will, if I don't have them coming, I'll bring them. And when they're there, I will personally walk up and introduce you to them.
And guys, that is not an affiliate link. Seriously, we get nothing out of it. That's just she just made that so it's easy for you guys to remember. It's how much? $4.99? $5.99?
$4.99.
$4.99.
I'll probably buy Yong and Glenn a beer. I mean, I'll do that. That's cool. But it's not an affiliate link now.
You're not buying Glenn nothing.
Oh, wait. And then the networking party, let me back this up. Open bar. Did I mention that?
Yong.
I'm there.
Open bar.
I'm there.
All night long.
So whatever you learned, you'll just immediately forget about it at the open bar.
Well, here's the beauty. We decided to make it all night long because a lot of places only do the first hour, which is stupid because then you're totally drunk. Well, you'll get all your information and the bar's still open when you're done.
Oh, that's great.
There we go.
No, it sounds like a good time. It's what, St. Patrick's Day, you said?
St. Patrick's Day is Sunday. Training is 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. Party is 5 until 10 p.m.
Oh, wow. Sounds
Green
like a good
beer,
time.
ready to go.
I'm so tempted. I'll let you know, Elena. But hey, I know you have a tight schedule. I know you have to leave here in about 20 minutes. But thank you so much for being on the show. It's always good to see you.
One more thing. I don't want to make this a plug. I really want people to understand that there's a way to make more money than you're making out there. And even if you don't do this, go on YouTube, you guys. Find these free videos. They're out there on just learn the basics of Facebook ad. What does click-through rate mean? What is an add to cart? What is the CPM? How much is it costing me to get my ad in front of 1,000 people? I urge you to do that. But specifically for merch people, I'm bringing Chris Reeve. Chris Reeve has not only just crushed it in the print-on-demand space with his Shopify store. He took a client, one of his students had $81 in the bank. He turned it into $10,000 in 37 days.
Oh, gosh.
He'll be talking about that. He's got a whole fulfillment center. Everything's set up. So, when you have a Shopify store, it's as simple as having merch. You put the picture of the shirt, somebody orders it, you press a button, it gets delivered to them. You don't have to do anything. So all the good stuff about merch you can get on Shopify.
That's awesome.
But if you take nothing away, if you never meet me again, if you don't come to the event, look into these other things because I promise you, you're capable of so much more than you think you're capable of. If you have a merch account, there's so many other ways to make money. It's just like going on Etsy, right? There's so many ways to diversify, and you don't have to stay in that platform. And my gosh, you get your customers. You get your customer. You can email them.
Yeah. No, I mean, one thing that I've said was 2019 is the year that I'm going to make some real significant changes in my life, and I want to get into other parts of e-commerce. So you and I will definitely be talking more behind the scenes.
If you stand me up, then no, we won't.
Got him.
But damn it, Elena. But anyway, hey, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's always great to see you guys.
Yeah, man, we love you. We want to hang out with you. I'll let you know about Vegas.
Vegas, St. Patrick's Day. Be ready.
St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
We'll try and find some green beer for you, Ken, if you come. You're welcome as well.
Oh, nice. There we go. Okay, we're set. All right. I thought it was pretty good. It kind of flowed pretty good. I mean, she's really cool and funny, outgoing too. What did you think about the interview?
Oh no, she. I mean, I always enjoy talking to her. Like I said, we do talk on a regular basis behind the scenes, and oh man, she's a firecracker. She has tons of energy. I mean, there's definitely a reason why she's successful. She's a go-getter. Right? She doesn't complain. Oh, I don't have enough time in my days. None of that, right? She just does it. She doesn't make excuses. And that's probably the main reason why she's so damn successful, right?
Yes, sir.
But good for her. Elena, thank you for being on the show. I would say if you guys are interested in attending the event, I'm still trying to figure out whether I'm going to attend or not. Glenn, you going to go or not?
Probably not. For what? Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
dude. I thought you liked Vegas.
Oh man,
you're going there.
I went Vegas twice last year, and remember what was the thing that I said when we came back?
You said you were yourself.
I was like, I'm starting to agree more with Yong that getting kind of tired of Vegas.
I think Elena, if you're listening, you need to change the location to like Southern California.
Yeah, I like that.
No, but seriously, I think about it. I think about whether I'm going to attend or not. But I think if you guys do want to attend, go check out the link. She sent it to me. Oh gosh, man, I should have it here.
Merchmindsetc.com.
Merchmindsetc.com. Again, we're not affiliates. She just made a pretty URL just so it'll be easier for you guys to remember. I may or may not be there. So if you guys are interested in attending, and if you guys want to know if I'm going to be there, send me a private message and I'll figure it out within the next few weeks. All right. Other than that, man, hey, great show. It's good to see you, man. What are your plans for the rest of the day? I know you were sourcing earlier in the morning.
Yeah. Rest of the day, merch. I'm gonna do my research part and get my designs ready for the week. So
good stuff, man.
All right.
We'll talk next week.
Sounds good. See you.